Good evening. So tonight I'm going to be making a vegetable risotto. Springtime is coming, and here in the UK we have so many lovely vegetables that we grow here. So I was going to show you a very simple risotto that we could use, and you could probably adapt. Well, if you grow vegetables in the garden, you could probably adapt it at a later stage to make this risotto for the vegetables that you're growing. The ones I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be using some courgettes, some asparagus, some peas, and these are just frozen peas, but if you're growing a keen gardener, you might be growing some lovely garden peas. I've got some sugar snaps here that I left over the other day. I've got some fresh mint. Now, mint's just coming through in my garden at the moment as well. So that's really lovely. You get those lovely flavours and smells this time of year from your garden. I've got some celery and red onion. Now this is making the sofrito, which is the base for the risotto. The same as a French mirepoix would be. So when you make a base for stews and stocks and sauces and things like that. Okay, we've got a lemon, and I've got 3 cloves of garlic here, which I've crushed down here. So quantities wise, this is enough for 4 people. So all this was half a large courgette, or you could use one small one. This was 1 bunch of asparagus. There's a handful of peas, and that's half an onion and half an onion and 1 stick of celery. I've got some grated Parmesan cheese in here, which I'm going to use to put through the risotto. But also I'm going to make some little Parmesan twirls, so little Parmesan biscuits. Really simple, just adds a different texture to the finish to the risotto. If you can't eat dairy products, say if you've got a vegan diet, then you can get some really good alternatives. So you can adapt this recipe to being completely vegan as well. I've got some knob of butter here, just gives it a bit of richness, but you can use dairy-free alternatives. And then in this pan down here, I've got some 1.5 litres of chicken stock, or you can use vegetable stock. But I'm not on a vegetarian diet, so I use chicken stock. I think it gives it a lovely flavour. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to chop everything up. So I've got everything ready. Now, when you're making a risotto, it takes round about 30 minutes to cook, start to finish. You've got about 10-minute prep time here, but the secret is to get it all done before you start cooking, because the last thing you want to do is overcook the rice or let the rice catch, because you need to keep an eye on it throughout the whole time. And the more you move it in the pan, the more starch is going to come out of it, and the creamier and more lovely the actual risotto is going to be. And this is I'm actually really looking forward to this, because this is one of my favourite foods. You can, if you've made too much, so you do make enough for 4 people, you don't drink everything, you don't eat it all, in fact, you can keep it and chill it down and then make arancini balls from it. So just form them into a ball shape, cover them with breadcrumbs, and then deep fry them, and that's absolutely lovely as well. Okay, so on to the cooking. So what we're going to do, we're going to come over this way. Okay, I've got a nice big pan on the bottom here. Okay, so I'm just going to warm that up. Now, while that's warming up, I'm going to make my Parmesan twirls. So, I think you can see there. So I've got a little ring, and what I'm going to do is just put in some Parmesan into this ring. That's really annoying, the sound. Stop. Turn it down. Okay, so I'm just putting in Parmesan in the bottom in this ring. Okay, so it covers the bottom. It's probably about 1/3 centimetre high.
And that's just a pastry cutter?
It's just a pastry cutter, or if you've got, you could make something out of a bit of plastic and cut a circle in it if you don't have any pastry cutters. And it's really simple. You know, you can go to a restaurant and you have these things, they get all these fancy names, a Parmesan twirl. This is it. It's so simple, so don't be fooled when you go to a restaurant. It's not actually that difficult to do it, but what it does, it gives you a really lovely different texture to the finish. You've got the creamy risotto and then a lovely sort of crunch to the Parmesan twirl. Okay, so I'm just going to pop these in the oven, and I'm going to keep an eye on these, and these probably take 5-10 minutes. And my oven's on about 180 degrees. Now they do turn quite quickly and they can burn, so you've really got to, depends on your oven how long they take to cook. So I'm just gonna whack them in there. So I wouldn't say pots in whack this one. Okay, my pan is nice and warm. Okay, that's there. I've got some olive oil and I'm gonna pop in about a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, and then I'm gonna put in a generous knob of butter. And what the oil does, the oil actually helps or stops the butter from burning and catching, so it sort of reduces how hot the butter can get in the pan. Plus the flavours together are absolutely lovely. So I'm just giving that a bit of a stir, keeping an eye on it. Don't want it too hot. So I've got that on the lowest heat, and that was just warming on the lowest heat for a few minutes. Okay, so we're going to be sweating these vegetables off. So sweating, if anyone's seen my tutorials before, sweating means to cook without colour. Okay, and it draws all the flavours out. So we're using the red onion and the celery. That's going in. And then we're going to add garlic to that as well.
And that's your sofrito.
Sofrito, yes. Or if you were cooking French rice, so you're doing a braised pilau rice, it would be a mirepoix as a base.
You put carrot in it sometimes.
You put carrot in it, yes. Especially if you're making something like an ossobuco or something like that, you'd have carrot in there, which is chili-veal. Okay, so right, so that's just going to sweat for a few minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to turn the heat up a little bit just to keep it on. And the smell already, smell is amazing. That's what I love about these kinds of dishes. You get so many great smells coming out the pan. Okay, so let's just cook in. Now there's a couple of things we're gonna be doing. So I'll come and show you, when we start adding the stock to the rice, what will happen is we'll have to feed it. So we don't pour all the stock in. Now there are different ways people show you how to make it. This is the way I like to make it. Some French chefs will tell you, you put it in, you chuck all the water over the top and you cook it like a pilau, and it just braises and it absorbs everything, and you don't stir it at all, and then you fluff it up afterwards. And other chefs will tell you need to keep stirring it. So it's one of those arguments. You know, do you put the milk in your tea first, or do you put the milk in afterwards? So there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the rice. So that's just sweated down. So that's started to sweat. All the flavours are coming out there nicely. I'll have that start to soften up. So I'm going to pop the rice in for about a minute. So it's going to cook, and we want to start to draw the starch out of the rice for about a minute. Okay, and you can see I'm just keeping it moving the whole time. I wouldn't cook, if you were making risotto, I wouldn't cook it in a pan like this one here where the stock is in. I'd prefer to use a pan like this. This is, again, I've got a smaller version of one of these, which is a flared saute pan. But it just allows you to move everything around in it nice and freely. They're worth investing in. Good pans are worth investing in. I won't tell you how much this one cost us, because it was a bit of a moment, but it's well worth the money. Well worth the money. I noticed actually the other day we were watching MasterChef, the Great British Menu, and they were using these pans in the Great British Menu. So
they're very good.
Yeah, they're very good. They're coated. Bit of a geek moment for you. They've got a coating in the outside and in the inside, and then in the middle, so it heats evenly all the way up. So the whole pan is essentially the same heat all around. So it conducts it in a special way. I'm not an engineer, I don't quite know the science behind it, but it's they're very good pans. Lots of imitations, but they don't quite work as well. Okay, so it's been sweating about a minute. I'm going to add a glass of wine. I've got a glass of wine. I don't drink, it's not very nice to drink this wine, so I'm going to use it for cooking. So a glass of wine, white wine, generous glass, and we're going to just bring that to the boil, start evaporating the alcohol from that. You don't have to add wine if you don't like the taste or you don't drink. You don't have to add wine to it. You can just go straight in with the stock again. You can play around and adapt the recipe as much as you want. So I like it, so it goes in. So there you go. So that's coming up to the boil, and you can see that working around. So the more we move it, the more the starch comes out, and as you can see in the bottom of the pan there, when I lift it up, there's like a trace of white on the pan. I don't know if it's picking it up very well. That's all the starch starts to come out of the rice already, and that's what we want. Okay. So I really love this dish while we're cooking it, because it is going to taste amazing when you finish it. I promise you, if you try it. If you don't follow my steps, it won't taste as nice. Okay. Parmesan's doing nicely. We're going to turn that down slightly, or you can smell that parmesan when you open the oven. Okay, so that's been cooking for around about a minute. Guesswork. I'm going to bring the stock pot over here, close to the pan. I don't want to be taking it too far away. And I've got one ladle of stock. I'm just going to pour into the pan and just give that a mix. Now all we're going to do for about the next 5 or 6 minutes is add a ladle of stock and just keep moving the rice. Just keep stirring it, keep an eye on it. And once the liquid's reduced out of it and it's not stuck to the bottom of the pan, we're going to add another ladle of stock. And I'm going to do that probably about 5 or 6 times. So I will see you when I've done it in about 5 or 6 times. Okay, so we haven't quite done the 5 yet. I've done 2, but I just wanted to show you this because the parmesan twirls are ready. But this is the stage it's going to get to. So it's had 2 more since that's had 3 ladles altogether. Okay, and I've got another couple to go. So that's the stage you're going to get it to before you add another ladle of stock into it. So that's what it's time to look. You can see the rice is expanding and taking it out and sort of taking up more space in the pan. So we're just stirring that. But I just wanted to quickly show you the parmesan twirls. Here, there they are. Look at those, absolutely lovely, golden brown. Okay, and they'll cool down and they'll be absolutely lovely, crisp bits of parmesan, loads of salty flavour, absolutely beautiful, really nice texture. Okay, so I'll see you in about another 5 or 6 minutes, or 5 minutes. So we're back. Excellent, cool. So this has had the extra 5 ladles in. As you can see, really taking on that liquid now. So where we started with it just covering the bottom of the pan, it's really expanding out, and you can see that lovely sort of white liquid, that sort of starch coming out. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to add, it's about halfway through the cooking process, so I'm going to add in now my courgettes. So I want to get these cooked, and I'll put my courgettes in, and I want to pop the asparagus in. Give that a stir, and that's going to start adding some really lovely flavour to the risotto as well. The asparagus, especially the asparagus, is going to be really lovely. So we're going to keep on going, and I'm going to keep on adding. As you can see, it's taken on, all that liquid's pretty much disappeared now. So I'm just going to keep adding this hot stock, 1 ladle at a time, to the risotto until it's cooked. So it's probably going to be about another 5 ladles, I reckon, until we're ready to start finishing it off. So I'll see you in 5 ladles time. Okay, so I've still got, in theory, I've only put another 4 ladles in since I last, well, you last saw me. I haven't seen you, but since you last saw me, and I've got, if you look in here, I've got about half a litre of stock left. So I've only used a litre of stock. So just a quick, just be mindful of recipes. Sometimes when I've made this, I've used a full litre and a half of stock. other times it's different. It just depends on your surroundings and the temperature that what you're cooking in, and the atmosphere, if there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, and if it's dry, and all those kind of bits and pieces. So just be very wary if you're ever following a recipe that you may not need all of it when it says liquid. That's the point. So I'm just trying this rice here. So we want to get this rice. So there's a very fine line between it being undercooked and it being overcooked. If it's undercooked, it will taste chalky. That's going to up and describe it to you. So it'll be biting into it and it will just leave a really chalky taste in your mouth. If it's overcooked, you may as well puree it down, get your wallpaper paste brush out, slap it on the wall. If you've got no wallpaper in the cupboard, use it to stick it to the wall. That's all really it's good for. So there's a really fine line. So we want the grain to be separated, and we want it to be, the term is al dente, so it's to the bite. So we want it to be firm to the bite, but not chalky. Okay, I can't explain it any other way. So I hope you can get the gist of that. So I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with the way that's come out. Now, you may have noticed I haven't put any seasoning. I'm just going to put this on the back. So yeah, you may have noticed I haven't put any seasoning in here. There was an Italian TV chef that I used to watch when I was growing up and starting out in the trade, called Giorgio Locatelli. I don't know if you've ever seen him, and he always used to say that with Italian cooking, when you're making those sort of things, you season at the end, because the way of Italian cooking, it's about the ingredients and getting the natural flavours out of the ingredients. It's not about how you can make it taste as a cook. It's about what you can produce out of the food, out of the ingredients you're using to make it something really nice and warming to eat. So we're going to season afterwards. We've used good stock, so it's quite well seasoned anyway. So we're going to finish this off now. So turn the heat right the way down. I'll be regulating it throughout the time. I'm just going to pop in the sugar snap peas, because they literally don't take long. The peas, I'm going to whack those through. I'm just going to leave those in literally for about a minute, it's going to be, and they'll just cook through. And the sugar snaps, they'll give it a nice little crunch and a nice little bite and texture as well. Then we're going to come back over here very quickly. Over here. Okay, so we've got lemon. Now, lemon, mint and peas, absolutely amazing. So I'm going to use the zest. So I've got a grater and I've got a lemon, and I'm using a really fine part of the grater. And you can use the lemon if you're making a sauce, the actual juice, another time. So we've got the lemon zest, and that just gives like an aromatic flavour. We've got mint. Now I say mint and peas and lemon. It's just amazing.
How much mint, sir?
About that much. About a handful. About a handful of mint. It'll work about 2 tablespoons maybe, or a tablespoon chopped. So I'm going to just slice it up. Try not to bruise it off. Slice it last minute so it doesn't discolour too much, because it can go black. Or again, if you've watched our previous tutorials, we like to keep herbs in the freezer, and it'll be really intense. That'd be okay to put in, but use a fresh stuff to garnish it. So I'm going to keep a little bit back just to put over the top. So we're going to go in just to finish it off. We got Parmesan. There's about 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese there. So that's going to go. If you come over here, like Keith Floyd, if you come over here, right. So we're going to put that in the pan. We're going to put the knob of butter, or alternative, we're going to put the mint and the lemon zest, and we're going to give this a bit of a shake. I'm turning the heat off now. Okay, there's no more heat going in, so I'm giving it a shake and a mix. And as you can see that, it's God, if you can smell that, that is amazing. I'm so looking forward to this. So the butter gives it that extra bit of richness, that extra punch. The Parmesan does as well, a bit more saltiness through it. I've used a little bit of salted butter as well. So again, I'm not putting any extra seasoning in there, no salt and pepper in there just yet. So I don't think it may need salt. It might need a little bit of pepper just over the top, might not even need it going through. See those lovely colours with the peas and the mint. Smell that? Smell that? Smell really nice. Just make sure that butter's incorporated in there. So I'm getting a little bit excited for my dinner. Look at that. That's a really nice texture. It's not too wet, it's not too dry. Smell the richness as well. So just get a quick spoon. I'm just going to put a little bit of black pepper for it. Just to bring those flavours out, just to bind them together. Doesn't need any more salt. Definitely no more salt. Depends what stock you use, what stock cubes you're using or anything like that. So there, I'm happy with that. That looks lovely. So I'm going to get my bowls. Where should I do these? Put those on. Turn that gas off. Always forget to turn that gas off. Okay, so I'll plate one up. So I'm just going to pop that in the bowl. So you don't need too much. It's really, really rich. You could serve this as an accompaniment if you had some chicken or something like that. You could cook it and slice it, use this as an accompaniment. Then remember the twirls I made. These little biscuits here. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? Really, really nice. So I'm just going to pop that in the top there. Little sprinkling of mint. Little Vic. Some of that's for the other one. Just a little bit of mint over the top, and then a nice bit of just extra virgin olive oil or any other type of oil, a bit chilli, you know, that might work on it. A bit of oil over the top. And that I'm going to enjoy. And I hope you do if you cook it. Look at that, beautiful. See you later.